Are we back? We are back. Holy cow, that happens abruptly. Woof.
I know,
Just
right?
like 1 second
Yeah,
there's music, the next second there is not. There is no more music. This is not
Hard
happening
drop,
anymore.
yes.
I guess I'll have to get used to that song, and then you'll know. Okay, when
Yes,
this song gets
yes.
here,
I when it gets a
feel
little
like
like
a timer.
dramatic, yeah, there is a timer, but it just still I end up working on other things, and then like we can't chat. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. Not crazy about it. All right. Cool. I think you are you get into a the orbital platform, which is probably like, you know, the size of a small apartment building. It has a 3-person a 3-person spike drive capable ship that probably looks awesome. And I found some pictures, but I don't have the rights to use them, and I felt weird about doing that, so I didn't. But I don't know. A picture, you know, but a picture an awesome spaceship. That there it is. That is a kind of a you know attached to it in dock. I picture one of those spaceships that's kind of like built long, like up and down instead of like, you know, wing wise. And then like if you have to go into atmosphere, like the wings kind of deploy. Anyway, that's just, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And I think you're, you know, the Marinara comes out of hyperspace long enough to deploy your platform into orbit around Stepole, and you know, Marie says, you know, orbit attained. It is locked and solid. We are the orbit is stable. We are taking in new data. Stepole has breathable atmosphere, population a few dozen. We don't have any. You know what? We might have assets. Let's look at. Do you have like research or anything, Jay? Why don't we roll some dice?
All right.
Yeah, I think you've got the AI helping you, right? So maybe like roll with advantage, where you roll like 3d6 and take the 2 highest.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible, so maybe just roll 2d6 and then roll another d6 on top of it. However you want to do it.
All right. I am. Let's see. I don't think I have anything in. I'm still filling out my Roll 20 sheet here.
Yeah. No problem. You can just roll the dice raw, however you want to do it.
All right, cool. Here we go.
Cool. And why am I not seeing that?
It's an 8.
And then there's the.
It's
yeah.
the loop, that one. Yeah.
Oh, nice. There it is. Cool. A 9. Yeah, I think you get the coordinates of where the actual like perimeter agency bunker was, and I think it was fully stocked at the time, but there was some kind of catastrophic global attack on this planet, and there was an evacuation, but it's unclear how much stuff got out and how much didn't. So, you know, you get like, hey, this is what a perimeter agency like should have, and like you get that, but then like there are all these like question marks everywhere because you just like the you don't know what is actually there and what isn't. Yeah, that's all you're getting right now. If that works on a roll of a 9, does that feel fair?
No, that feels fair. That feels good.
Cool. As I kind of get used to this, get used to the system, and I don't think I gave you a TN, so we'll get used to that. I'll give you a more hard number to aim for next time before you roll.
Right, no, I'm good with that. This works.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, and I think the rest of the crew kind of like gets to work, setting up their arrays so they can tell when people are coming. And there is a pilot, Captain Sarala, who is looking over the 3-person the 3-person transport, the spaceship. And yeah, I think she approaches you two and says, I think envoys have a really weird place in like the military hierarchy, right? It's like,
right.
I think like the term envoy is almost like an honorific into itself. And she like snaps to attention. She doesn't quite salute. She doesn't quite like, snap a little bow. And she says, I'm going to look after the ship. This is all fresh out of the oven. So, it's not named yet. We can name it if you'd like, envoys. And if not, the crew can come up with something.
Can we call it Xanadu?
Yes, envoy, of course. Xanadu it is. I think like Sarala like puts a couple things into her data pad, and then on the side of the ship, like I think the Terran Mandate has pretty good tech, and so on the side of the ship, on the hull, Xanadu imprints itself.
Nice.
TMSP, Terran Mandate, or TMDP, or TMDS, Terran Mandate Diplomacy Ship, Xanadu.
Ro asks, Abby, is that where you're from?
No, in Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. It's an old Terran poem.
Right, and he just kind of nods like, oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm a nerd. What can I say? Where are you from?
Karn.
No.
I was born there. Yeah.
Is it really as rough as they say?
It's bad. Yeah. It's bad.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you made it out.
Thanks. Yeah. No. Thanks. That's all right. I'm useful. I think when you're useful and you make it off Karn, everything's good.
You can probably say that about just about anywhere. I mean, you could stay in one place for the rest of your life, but God, that'd be boring.
What's our next move?
We should probably go and see the sights of this frozen planet with tombs and 36 people. I mean, how hard can it be to piss off 3 dozen people? I mean, that should not be a thing that happens. I mean, it's only 3 dozen people. They should be relatively not piss offable. That's not a word. Should be a word, but it's not a word.
I'm in. Sounds good. We're probably gonna piss him off though.
Why? No, don't piss them off. No fighting. I read your records.
It's not me. It's not me.
Did you beat up nuns?
They weren't nuns. They weren't. No, it's not like that. It's not. It wasn't that way.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the tape. It looks awful. It looks awful, but that wasn't what was going on. Anyway, it's this is their place, and we're just showing up from the past saying, hey, let's get the band back together, right? And that's probably gonna piss them off.
I think like as you're talking, you're like getting your space suits and like jumpsuits on, right? For a planet drop, and Lieutenant Sorolla starts getting the Xanadu ready for drop.
Getting the band back together should be a good thing. I mean, it's cheerful and fun and exciting and reliving of your glory days, right?
I don't know. I was never in the band. It's a thing I heard this old guy Nick say. So I don't really know.
Well, I mean, logically, if you were in a band, you were probably like the people you were in the band with, and so if they wanted to get back together, that should be a good thing. Because why would they want to get back together if they didn't like you?
What if I'm that one guy that was in the band and we made enough money I thought was enough to retire, and I'm good. And I didn't really like being in the band to begin with. It made me some money. And now you want to get the band back together, but I'm retired and I don't want to come out of retirement. And then you show up at my house and you're like, hey, let's get the band back together. And I'm happy the way this is right now.
You're very cynical.
Marie materializes and like
Right?
says, I don't understand what you're talking about. Is this coded language?
It's a metaphor.
What does the band stand for? Is the band the Perimeter Archive?
No. Remember earlier when you had your joking routine on?
Yes.
And I said turn it off?
Yes.
How'd that make you feel? And I think we see Rose's face, right? He's it's not even really about that question. I want to know, how does she respond to how do you feel?
Yeah.
Right? It's a trick question.
I'm mildly curious myself.
Yeah. So there's a cool quote that I read somewhere, probably on Twitter, that said, like, I'm not worried about an artificial intelligence passing the Turing test and being sentient. I'm worried about an artificial intelligence being smart enough to fake failing the Turing test. Right?
Yes.
I thought that was pretty cool, and
that is
it
pretty
reminds
cool.
me of this. But I think Marie's brakes are pretty firmly on.
Nice.
And I think like the hologram glitches, and she says, "I'm sorry, I don't understand this question."
That's okay. I think we're really saying we're the outsiders, and the people who are here aren't going to like outsiders just popping in. They're going to be suspicious of us.
I understand now. Thank you for explaining. And I think like Ro like bends over to like get a pair of gloves, and like she looks over him at Abby and like rolls her eyes like this fucking guy, right?
Abby just shrugs, pulls on her gloves.
Yeah,
right.
And cool. Yeah. Lieutenant Sorolla starts the countdown. Countdown seems to be a theme in tonight's game. So yeah, she starts like the countdown at 15 minutes and starts doing systems checks. And Marie like double checks her, and you know there are I think you know Sarala is like in the main cockpit, and then the two of you kind of sit on either side of her. If something goes wrong and she loses consciousness, you could probably take the control. Like you have like a working control, like you know, in your seat. And I think you know the countdown gets to 0, and she says. I found a good Coleridge line that I wanted to read, but when the thing got to 0, the sun came up upon the left, out of the sea came he, and he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. We are dropped, and like you hear like the mechanical you know claw that holds this ship to the orbital let go with like a kind of a you know a bit of a screech of steel that seems like too loud to be good to like a layman's ears. It's like, oh, that shouldn't be what it sounds like. And it's like, no, that's what it sounds like. It's a piece of steel letting go of another piece of steel, and or you know, piece of alloy letting go of another piece of alloy. But yeah, it does not sound right. And but you know, Sarala, the pilot is unfazed, and the ship gracefully departs from the orbital and heads into a low orbit and starts getting into the atmosphere where things get a little choppy. And she says, where are we going? And I think like, you know, you both have like a holographic planet in front of you. You've got a little pinpoint where the 3 dozen life forms are. And then you've got another pinpoint on top of that pinpoint, which is like where the preceptor archive is, or where the perimeter, not preceptor archive is the librarians. The perimeter archive are like the science cops, which is the people who used to run this planet. Just so I can make it any more confusing, I'll try to mess this all up as much as possible. And so
the 3 dozen are basically in the archive.
No, they're in the they're in like the science police station. Yeah.
Put us down about 50 meters away from the headquarters, I guess.
Yep. And she says there's actually a helipad that'll do for us. It's pretty cleared off. There's not much here. Yeah, I think she lands. You're in the middle of this kind of apocalyptic cityscape. I think planet, you know, buildings are skeletal, and no one's been here for a long time. There's dust, you know, kind of concrete dust, you know, blowing through as you deploy. And you know, in front of you is the perimeter archive, which is, you know, kind of like I think it would be comparable to like a federal building. You know, it's big, right. It's
not necessarily attractive.
Yeah, it's not necessarily attractive. It's definitely built so that it would be difficult to like drive a car into it. You know, it's that kind of, you know,
Squat and sturdy and
yeah, it's a bunker. It is a administrative bunker. Probably a little brutalist and you know, it is also probably the building that has weathered this apocalypse the best. And I think, you know, you walk past what would have been the first security checkpoint. And I guess, what is there anything you're looking out for? Is there anything you're preparing for? Do you have weapons drawn? Or like what does your approach look like?
Abby has weapons with her, but does not have them drawn.
Cool.
She tends to try to talk her way through stuff before she starts shooting.
Yeah.
Plus, she's probably not terribly good at shooting. I mean, like, she passed the test, but just barely.
Just barely.
Right. She knows where the safety is, you know.
Yes. And I can't hit the broad side of a barn. The narrow side, not so much. I think she's like looking around at the structure, looking at the other buildings in the area, if there are any.
Yeah. Is there anything you're looking for? Is there anything you kind of want to make a skill roll on and be like, hey, Jed, I'd like to know more about this?
She's trying to figure out what life is like around here.
Yeah.
So connect, maybe?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's make a roll. I think you know, on an 8, you'll get something. And on a 10, you'll get a lot.
All right. And what is that?
If you click on skills, it'll kind of put the skills into the side here, and you can click on the skill there. It's a weird system.
Is this one of those weird things where if you've got the character popped out, it won't let you do this?
No, it'll do it. If you look at quick menus on the top right, you can click on skills, and then it'll put it into the Roll20 thing.
I understand.
Yeah.
That is new. What are we using with this? Charisma? Wisdom? Intelligence?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think describe to me what you're doing. Are you like just stopping for a second, kind of like taking a look around? Are you analyzing something? Are you just like taking a moment?
I think she's like just taking like a kind of a stroll through the area.
Yeah. I'm gonna say wisdom then.
Wisdom is no. Okay. Seven.
Cool. So I think you're like taking a stroll and looking around, and you're like, this is not a hospitable place in the grand scheme of things, but in the space scheme of things, this place is amazing. You know, you can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit cold, but it's just chilly. Like you're not going to die. You know, you could get a blanket and you could camp here. The you know, somewhere under all this city is good soil, with you know, enough life to grow more life that you could digest. It doesn't make sense that there's not people here. And then I think like you get a bit of it's a failed roll. So I'm going to say make a save, make a mental save. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you take 3 points of damage as like something enters your brain and you can feel it calling to you and saying, I need you to join us. And like, you know, your nose starts bleeding. And I think it calls you by like, it calls you Abigail, which I think no one calls you, right?
Yeah.
It's like from way out of your deep, deep past. And it says, your friend should leave. I need you to come join us. You will help lock the door. But I think like the nosebleed is not subtle, right? That's a lot of damage. Like you just took
Yeah.
like
More than half
psionic.
of my hit points.
Yeah. Like it's a spike of a headache. And I think Marie like comes into your earpieces and says, Envoy, are you okay?
You kind of like see her like grabbing her head, and like one hand's
Yeah.
on her nose, like trying to stop the nosebleed. One hand's like holding her head. There's somebody here. Like somebody. I'm guessing nobody else heard that voice.
No, I don't hear anything. Marie, is there any signal traffic, any communication traffic happening on the surface here around this area, local?
I am not getting anything. No.
Are you right? Is your suit fine? Maybe your suit's off. I'm assuming we've got suits and respirators.
You're breaking up a little.
You're breaking up a little bit, Jay.
Okay. It's not just me.
Yep. Oh, Jay, did you just freeze?
Yep.
This game is doomed. Doomed, I tell you.
He did say he was having internet and.
Yeah, no, I know.
So.
It is totally fine. If the worst thing that happens is we stop here and like start here next time.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. I like that we now have Coleridge as kind of like a thematic thing to vibe off of.
Because we're nerds.
Yes. Indeed. Cool. Why don't we take a break and see if Jay gets his stuff worked out? And if he does, then we'll finish this up for the night and see how far we can get into this planet. And if we can't, Jay's coming back, maybe. Well, no, yes.
Wait. Yay!
You gotcha? Hey.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Internet's happen.
Yeah. We didn't hear the last thing you said, Jay, about I assume we have or something. You said something to Marie.
Yeah, I assume I was. So then I asked Abby, "Is her suit fine? Are you having problems with your suit?"
And she kind of like turns to look at him, so like he can see like the blood coming out of her nose now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, my suit's functioning just peachy. You really didn't hear the voice. Well, whatever it was, it doesn't want you here, which is probably why you should stay here. You were right. Maybe we shouldn't have pissed it off. Oh, that hurt.
Envoy Duster, you have suffered a minor hemorrhage. Would you like to come back for medical attention?
Not just yet. This
Awesome.
There's something here. We gotta figure out what, because if we just come down and it happens again, this is gonna get really old really fast. And I'd rather not have to go through the time if I don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. Love it.
So I think she like walks over to the door of the bunker.
Yeah.
Like knocks.
Yeah, I think like, a gust of wind comes in and like one of the doors opens, and I think it is like, was that like some kind of long range telekinesis by a psychic hive mind, or was that the wind? I don't know. It's debatable.
Did I just knock too hard to push the door open?
Right.
Hello? Anybody here? We're envoys from I keep forgetting the name of the place. Players forgetting the name of the place, not the character.
Oh, the Terran Mandate? Or...
Yes, Terran Mandate, thank you.
Cool.
Anybody
cool
there?
Yeah, and I think like you hear like a help, like help us. And the door was like waving in the wind, and then it just like stops waving, and it's like then the door next to it opens, and like now it's like, oh no, this is telekinesis. Yeah. That was not the wind. This is not subtle.
Did you hear them say help us this time?
And that was audible, so we heard that, right?
No, I think that was telepathy. I think that was just through through Abby's mind. She has like,
right.
She has a connection right now that you don't.
Right. And I shake my head and I say, Marie, any life forms? How many? Can you pinpoint them? Or highlight them?
They are in a. I'm picking up life forms in a sub basement of this building.
Are they moving?
They are not. But it is hard to detect things. It is hard to. It's very difficult to scan into this building. Like it is made to stop entities like me from doing that.
I look at Ro. Would you like to go see a sub basement?
Isn't that why you cross the universe?
Yes. To check out the sub basement. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there power on? Are there lights on?
No. I think the power is off. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is there power to turn on? Can I turn things on?
Or you want to go to a power?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think there might be like emergency stuff you could access, but I think it would take a roll. Do you want to roll and try to get that going?
Yes.
Awesome.
Because Rose afraid of the dark.
Yeah. Love it.
All right.
I think it's a hack roll. I think hack is something you had, right? Or rig, maybe? I don't know.
So as a hacker, I get program,
Okay.
but what do I have here? What is this? What is this?
I don't think there is a skill hack. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fix.
Got it.
And I think what I'm trying to make sure is that's not for people. I think that caught
No,
me last time.
It's devices. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
nice,
devices.
nice. I don't have it, but it's at a -1 for me.
Okay.
But I will give that a shot. I'm all for it.
can you assist people in this?
Yes. Yeah, I think you can. Absolutely.
Because I do have fix.
Oh, cool. Then do you want to like say that there's a moment between you two where like Ro is kind of like looking at this thing and he wants to just like start going on the keyboard and like hack, getting it and programming it, and then like there's no power, so Abby just comes on and starts flipping the right switches.
Nice.
Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Cool. And I think we're reversing it. So kind of Ro is helping Abby. So Abby, why don't you roll at a +1?
All right. Goes to what attribute would you like me to roll with?
I think it's intelligence.
All right. 9.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think everything is like up and running at full steam, but like in a while it will be. And there are lights, and I think the computers are like starting to come back online, and things are starting to happen. But yeah, it's not like the full success that I think a 10 would have been, but it's pretty damn good.
Would a meta tool have helped?
I have no idea. What is a meta tool?
A meta tool is a wrist-mounted housing containing a myriad of small useful tools designed to handle the tech. Okay.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Designed to handle the widest possible range of technical needs. While a meta tool is too limited to handle major jobs, it's usually sufficient to manage jury-rigged repairs and temporary fixes until the tech has time to apply a larger wrench to the problem.
Yeah, that sounds like the +1 you needed. Absolutely.
Right.
I'll let that push that over. Yeah. The perimeter agency bunker is up and running. Absolutely. And I think like Ro, like the computers come back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell Marie as soon as I can, I will make the bunker accessible to you from here.
Cool. Oh wow. Yeah.
So then you can start sifting through whatever data is here. I say that, but I haven't done that yet. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I love it. Let's do it. Let's make that roll.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm assuming it's program.
Yeah. Totally it is.
I have that at a 1. Okay, cool.
Your software, I'm hardware.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm just trying to figure out how to roll it. Oh, here we go. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, I got it over here. Sorry.
It's okay.
I see it now. Oh, yeah, that's way different than what I'm used to. Wow, okay. All right.
Yeah, right? Takes some getting used to.
There we go. I'm assuming this is intelligence?
Sounds right.
Oh my goodness. This is some hard stuff.
And did you like is like do we have your stuff in your character made already so that like your intelligence is adding to it?
So I don't know what it rolled, but I'm assuming it's yeah. My stats are in.
Your stats are in. Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a 3 plus 2. And
Yeah.
a 1
So
for
yeah, I should have a.
intelligence and a 1 for the skill. So yeah.
Cool.
You just rolled that.
So
yeah. Ugh.
Here's what happens. You open the system for Marie to come in, and she takes a step in thinking, oh, this is a friendly system. And some kind of emergency protocol kicks in and like takes her down the drain into like like literally just like siphons her out of your systems like a ridiculous high grade plumbing tool, and like puts her in some kind of perimeter agency AI holding cell, like in like a second, and like you see it happen in like a blur of code, and then the screen is back up and it's just, you know, perimeter agency, let tools be tools and weapons be weapons, how can we help you? But
Nice.
yeah. I think that's where that failed roll gets us. Is Marie is trapped by the perimeter agency here, and yeah, I think Lieutenant Sorolla says, "Hey, I just lost contact with Marie. She was helping me do a systems check. Is everything all right?"
No, it's not. I think she's in the perimeter agency containment for AI.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
I'll be up.
I'll try to cut her loose.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You feel like, I mean, you've been in agencies, you've been in buildings like this before, right?
Right.
Like you know that, like, you know, I think you even probably shake your head at like, they keep the AIs in the basement. Like, you know, like it would be a sub basement. Yeah, like you see where this is leading you, and you're like, ugh.
How bad could it be? Wait,
Right.
did I say that out loud? No, I didn't say that out loud. I totally did not just say that. Forget I said anything.
Right.
Sub-basement?
Sub-basement.
At least we have power now. I mean, you know, that's a thing.
You still hear voices?
Not currently.
Let's go.
I hear yours, but, you know, you're talking to me, right? You're actually talking to me, and I'm not just imagining this. Okay.
Cool. Abby, why don't you make a physical test and just see if you get some hit points back in the, like, just because like the psychic attack was like a, you know, a heavy moment, but it fades.
What would I?
You would just make a saving throw, physical. So it would be you should be able to just click right on the saving throw itself. Okay. Yeah. So I think like you've still got a bit of a headache, and things feel rough, and you go down these concrete steps, and lights are flickering, and there's kind of trash and debris everywhere. And then you get to this bottom staircase and things get oddly neat. And there is a hallway, and not to rip off Control too much. I've never played the video game. I've just seen the trailers for it. But I think like there's like a long hallway at the bottom of these stairs, and there is a vault door that is like where they would keep the AI units. And in front of the vault door are 13 people with different ages, all types. Some people who seem to like be perimeter agents, some folks who seem to have been like scavengers from this apocalyptic planet, some folks who might have been spacers who landed here, and they're like in a circle, they're floating in a circle in front of the door, like yeah,
Like
unnatural.
covering off the ground, floating.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah,
are they
yeah.
vertical or horizontal?
Vertical.
Okay.
They're vertical, and I think like their arms are kind of splayed and their heads are kind of back, and I think there's someone in the middle, who is who is the one who contacted you and hurt you, Abby, because you've been psychically assaulted by this person. And I think they say to you, Abby, thank you for coming. Are you here? Are you here to support us?
Support you in what?
Guarding the door.
What's behind the door?
Data. Data that could end the world.
Where's everybody else?
We evacuated the planet when a rogue AI attacked.
But there were more life signals than are in this room.
I worried about a frontal assault, so I put some behind the vault door too, and then relocked it.
How long have they been in there?
Since you landed.
Oh. Okay, that's not so bad.
Bro can't hear this conversation, right?
He could not.
My side, because
Nice.
I'm thinking out
Nice.
loud.
Right.
Yeah.
Does Ro want to like try to reach out or communicate with this being or something? Like, I guess my other question is like, what is Ro's take on psionics? Like, is it just like no go, or like what is his feeling on it?
Yeah, I think it's I think I've seen all the I think it's a no-go, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
I think it's a no-go for him, yeah. I think he understands AI, tech, hard science. Not to say psionics isn't hard science, stuff that I can put my hands on and do stuff with, right? I think beyond that, right, it's like I don't know what to do with that.
Yep. I think that.
But I think he realizes something is, or Abby is experiencing something, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, she doesn't well, you don't know if she normally talks to her.
Right. So I think he does kind of check in with her, right? You okay? You all right?
Oh, you can't hear him, huh? He says he asked if we were here to support him. There's data in the vault that they don't want to get out. And that are in there. But only since we
So-
got here, not like 30 years or anything weird.
We only want to get the data that belongs to us out.
Yes.
Because now we have data in there.
Yes.
We didn't come for anything else.
Yes. We just want Marie back.
Oh, the invasive AI who tried to come into our systems?
We were trying to get the systems back up and running and thought she could help. I mean, defenses are better when they're actually powered and working.
That's true. I'm sorry. I thought she was. I thought she was a probing attempt from a rogue AI.
No, she's just Marie.
Where's this? So the rogue AI isn't the other data that you're trying to protect in there?
No, it destroyed this planet and then left.
Okay.
How long ago was that?
And I think like you can feel him desperately like try to figure that out. And I think his nose bleeds, right? And I think like, yeah. I think like a couple of the bodies even shudder. And he says, I don't know. I don't know.
This is going to sound like a strange question. Well, first, let's back up. I'm Abby. What's your name?
Nice. I am Suliat.
Suliat. Excellent name. And I like look at the young kid. Like you said, there's like a kid in this. Like,
Yeah.
how old is that kid?
Old enough to serve, I guess.
Has he been that age for a long time or relatively short time?
My ability to gauge time is problematic.
Do you remember when he was born?
No, we do not do that here. No. He
Whoa,
was
back up. You don't do what here? Have like reproduce?
I am not currently engaging in that kind of contact. No. I have to close certain things off in order to open certain other things up. It's a form of stasis that I've gone into.
Oh,
Carter can't hear any of that, so I'm only getting your end of the conversation.
there's apparently some kind of stasis they're in.
This thing, and he points at the right.
Right.
Yes.
So they're all talking to you?
No, just Sula.
So it's only one voice, not 13?
I look at like the others.
Yeah,
far?
they're just kind of floating around him in like a weird soft orbit.
Are the rest of them alive? Like I don't know what's going on here, right? Are they okay with that?
I don't know if any of them know if you want the truth. I mean, they have life signs, but
can you ask them?
How
are they? Are they alive? Are they good? I assume you were talking to all of them. I don't know, right? I don't know. And can they give us our AI back?
Marie back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand you don't want us to get the data out, but since we're not here for the data except for Marie, which we'd like back, really, because she's kind of nice and kind of helps stuff. Feel free to open the vault and let the others out. We mean them no harm. We mean you no harm.
Who sent you?
The Terran mandate. We're envoys.
Yeah, and I think when you say that, like a computer, what is it called? Like a cubicle or a like something comes out of a wall nearby.
Like a station? Yeah.
Terminal.
Yeah, a workstation comes up and he says, could you put in your verification codes, please?
Oh, sure, absolutely. She goes over and like puts in her verification code.
No.
Yeah.
So no. So
No.
Carter,
I'm assuming a verification code is like proving that you are you.
Right. Yeah.
And I think what Carter wants to do is the terminal and stuff comes out. When Abby goes to put anything in, I think Carter wants to keep her from doing that. I can't hear the conversation, but I saw the terminal come out, right? And I saw Abby go over to put stuff in. And, he's an AI guy, right? And so he's got some issues here, right? Why are we putting data in here, right? Are we getting tricked?
Putting in
What's
our
happening here?
credentials to prove that we're from the Terran mandate.
Right. I don't. To who? Who are we proving this to?
I am, and I think like he says to Abby, I'm causing communication problems. I'm sorry, and basically like starts using the computer terminal to type, and like so like the keys start depressing, right? And he says, I am.
Well, that's creepy.
I am Special Agent Suliat of Thipoli. I was tasked with guarding this vault door during an orbital attack from a rogue AI. I use my psychic powers to do so. I don't know how long ago that was. I have been linked in a hive mind with these people for some time. And in order to hand my post over, I would need verification codes from a perimeter agent or a Terran mandate agent of a like he gives like a certain authority level that you're at. Like you both are really like well past it.
Nice.
Abby's just like staring at the computer.
Yeah.
Huh.
Can we vet who he says he is with Lieutenant and whatever systems he has available?
Cool. Yeah. I
would just ask Marie, but Marie's not around anymore.
Right. I didn't mean to do that. It's just the way that failed roll went.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Sorolla like takes a while looking it up, and then she says, "Yeah, actually, on that roster sheet, Special Agent Suliat was a psychic agent in the perimeter, but that attack was 200 years ago." So anyway, I don't know who you're talking to.
I don't know who you're talking to.
I send like a capture. I assume we have some sort of camera or something.
Yeah.
I send a picture of what we're seeing to the lieutenant. Do these images match like the roster images?
I guess he was pretty clean cut in the roster images, and now he looks pretty raggedy. I mean, he's basically like some kind of weird psychic hive mind undead. Like he just doesn't look good, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
if you squint your eyes, I guess maybe.
Nice. Nice.
Great.
Okay.
Just peachy.
And then I think Carter steps away from the keyboard, like, okay.
So are we doing this?
Yeah, if it's the only way to get our AI back.
She types in her authorization code.
Cool. And
This is kind of like it's her.
yeah. No, it would be a total dick move to be like, and now an AI has your verification codes. Why would you ever do that? Ha 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 ha.
Like a badge, it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
my badge number. It's a proper badge number kind of thing.
I'm just letting you know, like we've only gamed together a couple times. Like I wouldn't do that. I just don't think
I
it would
didn't
be.
think you would.
I just don't think it's fun. But unless it had been like established before that like this is something that happens. But anyway,
if we were playing Paranoia, I would expect.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I think you put in that code and the people lower and start to like, their noses start bleeding and one of the kid starts crying. Some of the adults start crying. And I think Special Agent Suliat goes into, I think Marie is let out of her containment and like, zips back into your computers. And I think Suliat goes into, he collapses. And you are in the bottom of this bunker, with a vault of science police data, linking back to 200 years. And you've got a bunch of refugees who have been linked to a experimental psychic hive mind that's been guarding this thing for longer than anyone should. And
couple of questions.
Yeah.
Is the Xanadu big enough to take in this many refugees?
I think if you kind of stuck them in a like cargo bay, that would be uncomfortable, but be fine for like the 30 minutes it would take to get back to orbit. I think it'd be fine. Yeah.
Then yeah, I want to get the medical attention, and I think back at the platform is probably the best place for that.
Totally.
We have equipment there.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine like the 5 people who I'll have to make up in some degree, like at least name them, who are like overlapping like EMTs and engineers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of overlapping types. And I think they both send you, messages that like, hey, we've got our triage center ready to roll. So
yeah.
Bring
like
if
they only want me to bring like some of them up because only some of them like need medical as opposed to just
right.
Okay, you can do this stuff to these people out here while you're down there, kind of thing. That's fine too. But like, yeah,
cool. I think that's a pretty good. Like, I'm happy with that sci-fi ending to that weird ass situation, and we can delve into the data vault a little bit next in 2 weeks, and then figure out. Go from there and learn a little bit more about these hive mind refugees and see if anybody knocks on your door from being in orbit, and yeah, sounds good. That was an okay weird. That was a weird enough start. I'm down with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, thank you for listening. If you're still listening, if any of you are listening and aren't my mom, that's great.
Hey, look, that's one more than you're getting out of my side. I don't think my parents even understand. What's this twitch of which you speak?
Yeah. I sent something I wrote, and my mom really liked it, and she was like, I thought it was just going to be weird D&D shit, and then I really liked it. And then
Fun story. My mom got one of the books that I wrote on, and she's trying to read it like a book, and she's like, I don't understand any.
Right.
So, yeah. Sorry, Mom.
My poor mom. God bless her. But anyway, thank you for watching our first episode of Stars Without Number. Envoys in Alas Theta, and it was a cool start. I love when I like pushing Stars Without Number to be as weird sci-fi as I can, and try to get away from just I think there's been more than enough games of folks doing freelancers,
right,
earning a buck. And so I'd like to try to do something a little different. And so for the 3 sessions that we've got definitely on the books, I'm just going to try to make it kind of as weird as possible and see how it goes. We'll level up, and we'll get to second level, and then we'll see how these characters look and go from there. My name is Judd, he, him, I should have said this right at the beginning, and I didn't, but I'll say it now. All subscriptions go to Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. So if you subscribe to our channel, that's where it's going, in support of those wonderful institutions. And we've got a bunch of games going on. It's usually about every 2 weeks, but there's other stuff going on too. Jay and Misha both play Mothership. So if you want more weird, if you didn't get enough weird sci-fi stuff, yeah, you can get it on Mothership on Thursdays, which I try to stop by in the chat. I've got a Thursday game that is off stream, so I try my best to stop by when that game is over around 10. But stop by. The chats on our station are always real friendly, and it's just a nice group of folks, just like a bunch of friends watching their friends game is the vibe we're going for. And I've got a podcast called Daydreaming About Dragons. If you put in that search term, you'll come up with my podcast and a surprising number of people on Twitter who are daydreaming about dragons, which is great. God bless them. And Misha, how would you like to give folks your outro? What do you want to go with?
Sure. I'm Misha B, she, her. You can find me on Twitter, where I occasionally rant. Although it's been a little tricky recently because I have kids and they're in school, which means they're downstairs. And it's been close to me. There's supposed to be a convention this weekend, and I'm supposed to be seeing my friends, and I'm a little annoyed that I'm not. So everybody wear your freaking mask and get your freaking shots. Yes, that's me. How about you, Jay?
I'm Jay. You can find me, he, him. You can find me on Twitter at MattJ0. I'm the host of the Diceology podcast. And I'm working on a superhero setting. It's live on Kickstarter right now. It's called Lifted. I think it's been in my head, I don't know, for 100 years, and now I'm actually going to get to do it. So that's it for me. That's all I've got going. And Twitch games, which are awesome right now. So I've got 2 games, one here with Judd and Mothership on Thursdays.
Nice. Cool. And we can't.
Us on Mothership. He's succeeding in scaring the pants off us on Mothership.
I love the mechanics there. I myself am not a splatter horror thriller person, but the mechanics make that easy to do with the fictional stuff that's happening in the Mothership. So I'm digging that. way more than I think I ought to. So
Cool.
it's a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's I've watched a bunch of it, and it is good fun. So stop on by, and I'm gonna do what we used to call the smooth outro, but I don't know how smooth it is now. So I'm gonna put up the thanks for watching, and then you'll still be able to hear us. And then I'm gonna end the broadcast, and it's gonna be as smooth as I can make it. So kind of smoothish. You know, there's some pulp and rind in there, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, where we will continue exploring this weird sector of space and see what other factions we can run into and how things go. Cool. See you in 2.
Nice.